Hey guys, today we'll be talking about reflections, starting our new unit called transformations. And we'll be doing reflections, transformations, translations, transformations, all those type of things. Okay, but we'll start with reflections today. Okay, so the first blank is going to be an isometry. An isometry is a transformation that does not change the shape or size of a figure, and that's what we're going to be playing with today. And you'll be learning about reflections today, and then we'll do translations, rotations. Those are all isometries. Okay, and isometries are also called congruence transformations or rigid motions. Those may be some terms that pop up here and there during our unit. Okay, so second thing, definition of a reflection. Okay, reflection is, and go ahead and write this down, it is a transformation. Okay, a reflection is a transformation across the line Okay, it's a transformation across the line of reflection. Okay, transformation across the line of reflection. Okay, so make sure you get all that written down. Important to get that definition down real quick. Okay, so down below there is an example, and it gives you these steps of going ahead and making the reflection. Okay, so step one, you should go ahead and underline some of this stuff. Through each vertex, draw a line perpendicular to the line of the reflection. Remember, perpendicular means a 90-degree angle. So, from each vertex, we're going to draw a line perpendicular to it until you get to the line of reflection. So we'll start here and we'll just draw perpendicular lines until you reach the line of reflection. Okay. Now step 2 says measure the distance from each vertex to the line of reflection. Okay, so we'll measure those distances, or you can simply guess, and in this case we'll just guess, and then locate the image of each vertex on the opposite side of the line of the reflection, the same distance from it. So our first point down here, okay, we'll go to the same distance on the other side of the line of reflection, and we'll draw a point. And we'll do that for each of these. So you can simply kind of guess about how far it would be. Okay, so there's our 3 points. And then our step 3 is connect the images. So we will go ahead and connect those. Okay, so you'll see that those those shapes are mirror images of each other on the opposite side of the line of reflection. So if you ever want to draw a reflection of the triangle, these are the 3 steps that you would need to take. Okay, so make sure you keep those in mind when you're doing that. Okay, go ahead and flip to the next page. All right, the first one, it says reflect the figure with the given vertices across the given line. And the given line is going to be the x-axis. So we are flipping over the x-axis. Remember, the x is this horizontal one. Okay, so we're flipping over that line. So we need to go ahead and plot these 4 points. So we have 2, -1. Plot a point. Then we have -4, -3. So go left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, 2, 3. Next we have 3, 2. Okay, so up, or 1, 2, 3, up 2, and there's your point. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and draw our points between these. All right. Okay, so our line of reflection is the x-axis, so we want to reflect it over the x. So remember what we did before. We draw a line of a line that's perpendicular to our point until you meet the line of reflection. So let's do that for all 3 points. Okay, so it looks like on our first point down here in the bottom left, we're 3 units from the x-axis. So we're simply going to, well, before that, let's go ahead and label these x, y, and z. So we have x, we have y, and we have z up here. Okay, so again, our y, we have it 3 units from our x-axis, so we'll go 3 more units on the other side to plot our point. So we'll draw 3 units, plot a point. Okay, and then on our other one, we have for our x, we are 1 unit away from the x-axis, so we would go 1 unit past the x-axis. Okay, for our z, we would simply, we're 2 units away from the x-axis, so we would go 2 units in that direction and plot our point. Okay, so if you connect your points here, you would have your reflection. So that would be our reflected point on each of these. Okay, so hopefully that's okay. We'll try another one real quick. All right. Okay, so the next one, it says reflect the figure with the given vertices across the given line. This time, our given line is y equals x. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph our 3 points. We have negative 2, 2, plot a point. We have 5, 0, plot a point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lastly, we have 3, negative 1, where we need to plot a point. Okay, so once you have your 3 points, you can go ahead and connect those dots. All right. Okay, now our reflection line is going to be y equals x. So we need to go ahead and basically, for every value that's y, that will now become the x. Really, all you're doing is flipping around the coordinates. So your r goes from negative 2, 2 to negative 2. You're just flipping the coordinates. X is y and y is x. Okay, so for your s, instead of 5, 0, you would have 0, 5. And for your t, you would have negative 1, 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and try these points here. We have 2, negative 2. 2, negative 2 I have here in red. Our second point, we have 0, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lastly, we have negative 1, 3. Okay, so there's our 3 reflected points, and of course our last step is to go ahead and attach those. Okay, so there's our points that are reflected, and there is your reflected triangle. Okay, let's try one more real quick. Okay, it says reflect the rectangle with vertices 3, 4, 3, 1, negative 2, 1, and negative 2, 4 across the x-axis. Okay, so let's plot those 4 points. We have 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3, 1. We have negative 2, 1. And negative 2, 4. Okay, so there is our rectangle. Go ahead and draw our lines to connect him. And we want to reflect it across the x-axis. So remember, draw a line that's perpendicular to meet your reflection line, and then you would want to reflect it over the x-axis. I will give you the first one. So let's look at him. Okay, we're 1 unit from the x-axis, so that means we should go 1 unit past the x-axis. And what I would like you to do is finish off that reflection, and then you should have it pretty well. All right. See ya.